Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Monica Syafitri. My student number 37207022. In this video, I want to explain about materi social linguistic. There are three materies. First, definition of social linguistics. Second, language and communities. Third, language in context. In the first material about definition of social linguistic is come from two words. They are linguistic and society. The description from this word is become how we use language based on our social language. Society means a group of people who are drawn together for a certain purpose or purposes. Language means a system of linguistic communication particular to a group. This includes spoken, written, and sign modes of communication. So, sociolinguistics means the study of our everyday lives, how language works in our casual conversations, and the media we are exposed to, and the presence of societal norms, policies, and law which address language. In the second material are language and communities. There are dialect, register, jargon, and idiolect. Language is an important factor of human communication because it is a good sign of interaction as the intended message will be conveyed and fully understood. Communities mean many things. It may refer to a nation or a region, but it may also refer to a subculture. In fact, one could argue that a community is defined by its use of language. Dialect. A dialect is the language used by the people of a specific area, class, district, or any other group of people. The term dialect involves the spelling, sounds, grammar, and pronunciation used by a particular group of people and it distinguishes them from other people around them. Dialect is a very powerful and common way of characterization which elaborates the geographic and social background of any character. Example of dialect. A Northern American might say hello, a Southern American might say howdy. This is an example of the differences in dialect. Register. A register is a variety of language used for a particular purpose or in a particular communicative situation. For example, when speaking officially or in a public setting, an English speaker may be more likely to follow prescriptive norm for formal usage than in a casual setting. For example, using words that are considered more formal, such as father versus dad or child versus kid, or by pronunciation word ending in ng with a velar nasal instead of an alveolar nasal. Example, walking, walking. Jargon. Jargon is the term for a specialist or technical language that is only understood by those who are members of a group or who perform a specific trade. For example, the legal profession has many terms that are considered jargon, or terms that only lawyers and judges use frankly. Jargon is also used as a method of characterization. When characters use jargon, it tells us something about the character and his or her interests and profession. Example of jargon. I need a script in order to pick up the medicine. In medical jargon for prescription. Idiolect. Idiolect is an individual's distinctive and unique use of language, including speech. This unique use encompasses vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. An idiolect is the variety of language unique to an individual. This differs from a dialect, a common set of linguistic characteristics shared among some group of people. In the third material about language in context, there are lingua franca, pigeon and crowley, and code switching. Lingua franca is a language used between two interlocutors but is not the first language or native tongue of either of the interlocutors. Many languages throughout the history serve as lingua franca. Chinese, French, Arabic, Turkish, English. We can conclude that mainly political and economical power defines the lingua franca. For example, English is the second language in France, Canada, but is a foreign language in Turkey. Pigeon and Crowley. Pidgin is a sociolinguistic phenomenon where two people whose first language are different attempt to communicate using elements from both of their language in a mixed manner. They use words from both language, mix morphology and syntax, use the simplest sounds from both language. Obtains language is called Pidgin. Characteristic of Pidgin language: limited vocabulary, simple grammatical rules, small inventory of sounds spoken by a small fraction of the community, used for specific purposes such as trade, religion. Some of Pidgin language: Patois, Jamaican and English, Hawaiian, Portuguese, Hawaiian, Cantonese, English, Spanish. When a contact language is passed on to new generations in the same fashion a mother tongue is acquired by children, Pidgin is called Crowley. A Crowley language is a stable natural language developed from the mixing of parent language. Crowleys differ from Pidgins in that Crowleys have been natives by children as their primary language. Code switching is well known even in bilingual communities. It refers to usage of the language in a mixed manner. Generally, in oral interaction, there are two types of code switching. First, intersentential code switching. Second, intrasentential code mixing. Code switching this is the situation from one coder to another coder. Code mixing is when the speaker mix two languages or use both languages together in single utterance. Some of the reasons for code switching: desire to reveal mixed identity or to show off, inability to express an idea in one language, inability to recall a word, existence of lexical gap, more effective communication, wish to obtain a special effects. Example: Mom, your friend Alif Geldi, or Anna Benim books narrator. I think enough about my materials of social linguistics. If I have many mistakes, I'm so sorry. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.